Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Safety Systems. Wireless sound systems with great sound throughout your house. The best in drop-down projection systems and hidden behind a wall TVs where you push a button, a family photo slides into the wall and TV is revealed. Security systems that let you watch your home on your phone when you're away, or turn on lights, or open your garage door from your phone. Safety Systems does it all. Call VFL JJ Surlis this week. SafetySystems.com to learn more. Okay, folks. I hear a lot of people every year say Tennessee needs to do a better job of getting these in-state players. There are enough players in Tennessee that you can make a whole team out of it, and those guys fight harder because they're from here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I wanted to go and look at some numbers that we have already, some of them up, at our Safety Systems big board. If we can go over there. There we are. All right, on the far left, those are the top NFL states for current/active NFL players. That's from ProFootballReference.com. You'll see that California, Florida, Texas, Georgia, Ohio produce many, many players. Tennessee is 17th on the list. New York produces more pro prospects than Tennessee. Illinois, Michigan, Mississippi. So you've got all of these schools, all of these states up there that produce more talent to the NFL than the state of Tennessee. So just a little bit of smelling salts for the folks out there. I know Shazon Bradley somewhere throwing something at the screen right now. Chuck, let me get you to step in there and flip the next one. And that is going to be more than half of the NFL's players over the last decade have come from 7 states. More than half of all the NFL players in the last decade have come from California, Florida, Texas, Georgia, Ohio, Virginia, and Louisiana. I say you got 50 states, and those 7 produce more than half the players. Okay. Next up, per capita, and for those who want, it's under that one, Chuck. There you go. Per capita, in terms of population, how many pro players you produce. If you're wondering why the SEC is good, look what they're recruiting from: Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, South Carolina, top 6. Montana, number 7, which I think has more to do with their population than anything. D.C. is number 8, then Texas and Ohio. Those are your top 10 states in terms of per capita. You got something to say, Bob?
No, I was just surprising.
All right, now I want to ask you questions on this one. As I was doing these numbers, I stumbled across some things. So you guys have to look at me while Chuck turns the first one around over there. What Tennessee native Tennessean, is the all-time touchdown leader in the NFL for Tennessee players?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Jason Witten.
Okay. Don't look.
I like that one, but I was going to say Little Man Stewart. But can I go with Jason Witten?
Witten.
Well, I'm making it boring. Jason Witten was my guess as well.
Turn around and look at the board. It's Jason Witten, everyone. 60 touchdowns. So he is the number 1 Tennessee native all time in terms of touchdowns. All right. You continue to look at me. Games played. And you guys just heard these questions about 15 minutes ago for the first time, so you haven't had a lot of time to think about it. What Tennessee native leads all Tennessee natives in terms of NFL games played? Anyone?
Doug Atkins.
All right, good guess. He played for a long time, but they have a shorter schedule.
I originally was going to say Tim Irwin because he played for a long time during the 16-game schedule, but I'm going to go with Doug Atkins.
Both wrong. Josh.
Okay, I'm glad because I was thinking Doug Atkins first. Reggie White.
Reggie White is correct. Let's go ahead and take a look. 232 career games, and the thing that surprised me about that, he started in the USFL.
I know.
He could have had more games.
Yeah.
That
is a surprise.
And then the last one, you can go ahead and flip it, Chuck, because my Patriots lost last week and I needed to pick me up. Who's the all-time leader in the state of South Carolina for touchdowns?
Stanley Morgan.
Stanley Morgan, baby. Former Ball Stanley Morgan, all-time touchdown leader at South Carolina, in the state of South Carolina with 73, former Vol. All right, Chuck, let me get you to flip those last 2. And what we're going to look at here is in-state recruiting. All right, these are the top 10 prospects in the state of Tennessee over the last 5 years and where they went. So it's 50 players, the top 10 each year over the last 5 seasons. Tennessee has signed 22 of those 50. Next is Vanderbilt. Ole Miss has 5, Georgia 3, Alabama 2, Duke 2, Mississippi State 2, then Auburn, Florida State, Illinois, LSU, Marshall, Miami, Notre Dame, Stanford. About 10 of those guys, Vanderbilt with 6, Duke with 2, and then you got Illinois, Marshall. Nothing against the players who went there or those schools, but you wouldn't think those would be on par with Tennessee for the most part. Correct. So you're looking at basically 40 players, and Tennessee's gotten 22 of them. So the last question, very quickly. Does Tennessee need to do a better job recruiting in state, or from what you've seen, they're doing about as well, about the right
Can I
mark?
Cavaliers the question?
Go.
You look at what the guys did at other places, and I would have to say Tennessee's doing pretty well. There's always the ones that go to Alabama and start 4 years, and you go, wow, could he not have helped Tennessee? But I think for the most part, Tennessee gets it right. Does a pretty good job.
That's to me the first list over there. Florida is 8-1 on tennis. The state of Florida, the state of Tennessee. Florida 8-1.
producing pro talent.
So I'd be recruiting in Florida. Is where I'd be recruiting.
Yeah.
I think turning things around in state the last couple of years is why Tennessee's program is back in the right direction. Jalen Hurd, Derek Barnett, Ja'Shawn Robertson, those type players have turned Tennessee back in the right direction.
And here's the thing, for those people that think I've just spent the entire segment bagging on Tennessee players, the reality is Tennessee high school football has gotten better. Those top 10 lists, you go back and look at those top 10 lists 10, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
the bottom of the top 10 are going to Austin Peay. All right, now
Yeah.
you got guys that are all going to Power 5 schools for the most part. There's no question. High school football in this state has improved, but it's still not to the level of even the Virginias, a place that Tennessee would love to get into and do a little bit more recruiting, I would think. All right, guys, very good. When we come back, we've still got in this show, we're still going to talk about the Lady Vols, woes, Peyton Manning, Jordan McRae, Josh Dobbs, Vols in the Super Bowl, Tennessee versus Kentucky. Come on back on the Sports Source.